Slaps.
It's just a silent
Absolutely.
podcast.
It slaps every single time. So I was sort of late, but not. I mean, I did get the link over to you within the last 8 minutes, which is still early.
You sent it at 7:25.
Well, that's still early.
Yeah,
And for me, that's not bad. That's not bad. But here we are. We are on episode 7 of the True Tales Reptile podcast, Unfiltered. Fucking. Right, what's going on? Fiona, gang. What's going on, early gang? More incoherent rambling. Oh, well, that's convenient because that's how I've just started.
Mine yesterday was honestly no idea where we went yesterday. To be honest, it was chaos.
It was quite good. Do you know what? I enjoyed yesterday because I was on it for most of it, and then I had decided to throw up again, so I had to bugger off and sort that out. And then when I came back, you were midway through a quiz. I was like, oh,
it went everywhere yesterday. It was mad.
Was it a good quiz?
I only got like 4 out of a possible. I think there was a possible of like 16 points.
Damn.
And I only got like 4 or 5 without looking back on it.
Yeah.
It was quite hard. Well, at least for me anyway. Yeah, Swifty won. Swifty answered 2 of the hard questions. So
deal.
Yeah.
Mr. Viv Visions, appreciate you tuning in. So everyone, guess who's late? Late again. Riddler's late.
Tell a friend.
Yeah.
I did. I told everybody that you were late.
Shock. Gary, what's going on? Ding dong, beer's here. Let's party. Yeah, boy. Hey, fancy seeing you here. I know. Convenient. Got it up on the TV. Lovely. Like button. Hit that shit. You heard the man. Dan, shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Jay, are you getting ready to make some comments and just be inappropriate again, which is what we love anyway?
Have you seen he's got a new snake?
I haven't. What's he got?
He did say it yesterday, so I'll say it now. A super dwarf golden child retic.
Oh, I did see that actually. Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
Serenity, what's going on? I'll be listening while at work. Well, good luck. I don't know how much enjoyment you're going to get out of listening to it. We'll give everyone what we can. Yesterday was hilarious in its own way. I haven't got 1 point. This must have been a really challenging quiz. Do you know what? If that's the case, I probably would have got nothing. I probably would have ended up on minus points.
Let me bring it up quick.
I got a half point.
Yeah, some people were cheating the system, and I was feeling generous. But yeah, Jonas Rossigan Reptiles. He wrote the quiz for me.
Yeah.
I can't find it in my notes now. Did I? I don't think I did delete it.
Touch me. Thank you for joining. Oh, Ben. Ben. Disappointed. No, that's right, mate. You take it easy.
What's happening? He's not staying.
My daughter is currently watching this, so less carry on podcast and more. He said duck podcast. Wait, how old's your daughter? Do we need to keep it PG?
Yeah, you've already said I won't swear now for the sake of your daughter, but you've already said F and S. You said F once and S 3 times. And I'm thinking to myself, are you okay? You never do that. It's normally me that goes first.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just tired. Well, I'm definitely tired, but I don't know why I'd swear more when I'm tired.
So the question that you would probably, maybe not.
Here we go.
When was the first albino ball python produced in captivity? Bonus point for who produced it.
No idea.
92.
Yeah, no idea.
Yeah. So that's probably the only one that you would have maybe known. Oh no, yeah. there was an easy one. What the marine iguanas sneeze.
Oh, salt.
Yeah, that was the easy one. And then I guess 50-50. What gaboon viper has the biggest horns, eastern or western?
Western.
So yeah, you got at least 2. But yeah, anyway,
much a guess. I know I threw some confidence on that, but that was very much a guess. Riddler being a potty mouth. To be fair though, Baum, hello.
he said on mine last night what happened, as in.
All right. Well,
what
we're all
he's
friends
done.
here.
Yeah.
So Baum is my next podcast guest. I'm currently trying to edit it's ready for editing, but obviously I'm doing the series at the Mo. And this man swears like a sailor. I'm probably going to be put in at the beginning of because I'm not editing it all out. I'm not doing it. I refuse. There's a lot of swear words in that, and then I got involved as well. But yeah, that man swears like nobody's business. So I'll probably put at the beginning. Just a warning, there is some blue language in this one. My kids cuss more than me. It's a word, as long as it doesn't turn into insults or derogatory things, I'm fine, just not in front of mum or grandma. Yeah, fair enough. Paul's monitors is on Riddlers. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you. How horrendous is your dog? I've not actually listened back to it just yet, to be fair. I don't think it was too bad. Oh, shit, we get a face that... Yes, that was my thought as well. When I sent the invite, I was sat there going, who's going to turn up? This could... I don't know what's going to turn... there we go. But you'll all find out when that episode is dropped. I'm not sure.
I saw the DM you sent to Fee about it.
Listen, I'll make no mistake about it. It's no secret. He's a handsome man. I'll give him that. I must. I don't know why. That almost sounds like I was expecting someone ugly to turn up. But Baum, you're a handsome man. I hope you're aware of that.
Riddler DM'd Fee and was like, "Baum is so sexy." Comma, I would. Full stop.
That's very believable, to be fair. That's why I like you, Baum.
Baum's probably always naked too. Oh no, Baum's probably always clothed, and Gary's always naked. Yin and yang.
Yeah. Episode coming sometime before Paul's wedding. I will do my absolute best. He was very complimentary. Yeah. So, technically speaking, this is both our Christmas and New Year special as well. We haven't been on since Halloween.
I'm just going to drop it in now. How many people are watching?
We've got 15 people watching at the moment.
And this is the last ever True Tales. True Tales is never, ever, ever, as you know it, with Paul and Riddler, never going to happen ever again. And it probably wasn't even going to happen, but if Riddler didn't speak to me virtually through his Instagram stories, then here we are. Yeah, so we're going to hash out that a little bit. But first of all, before we get into that, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, there's more to come. There is more to come.
Yeah, don't worry. There's another announcement. I'm just going to leave you on a knife's edge.
Yeah.
But Riddler, how you doing,
yes.
my friend? I feel like I haven't actually spoken to you properly in ages. It's not proper.
Mate, over the Christmas and New Year period, I was so fucking busy. Like, obviously, my sister's just moved down locally from London she's moved to Exeter. So we saw them a few times. My parents came down a few times because they're moving down hopefully in the next couple of months as well. Obviously, we spent Christmas with different family, New Year's. I'll be honest, there was obviously a little period of time. Obviously, my current YouTube series is building that Viv for the snake that's coming out of the rack. I basically, as I said in that group chat, I spent every waking moment I could working on that thing. Like, no joke, anytime that M was out or I wasn't looking after my son or whatever, I was out there on Christmas Eve. I was literally out there building on Christmas Eve with my Father Christmas hat on. So yeah, it's been busy. I'm back to work. I mean, to be fair, I was back to work on Boxing Day night for nights, and then I was off for New Year's. But yeah, man, just been non-stop. So yeah, that'd be why.
Yeah, I was saying to Fee literally the other day, I was like, I don't even know who he is anymore. Don't speak anymore. Yeah, you're good, yeah?
All good, mate. All good. Yeah. Obviously, I'm trying to. We're on a bit of a time scale as well now. As we all know, I'm expecting my second child in the next, well, you're looking about 3 months away now, just over 3 months. So there's things that need to be done now as soon as possible before. I mean, to be fair, M's going to be, obviously I'm going to help, but M's going to be concentrating mostly on the newborn. But with that being said, I'll be looking after obviously the eldest, because M's not really going to be having a newborn, and he's going to be nearly 2 years old at that point. So that's going to be busy as well. So I'm just trying to get things basically sorted before then. I'm quietly, nervously, I don't want to say maybe a little bit excited. I know what to expect this time, because as we said on our very first podcast over on your channel, I got postnatal depression from my first child, and it sucked. I've overcome it. Me and my boy are now we're basically besties, me and my boy, which is nice. But the thought of another newborn does scare the absolute balls off of me. Actually, quite literally, because I might get them lobbed off anyway after this one's born. So there is that.
Mine might have worked. I don't know if you saw that message in the group chat. It didn't work, and then it did work. So I got to test again. Yeah.
How come it didn't work first?
Mate, this is probably too much to get into on here, but anyway, super high count,
right,
to 0 count, and because it was like so high, they were like, if it was like reduced or like less than average to 0, they would have been fine. But because it was ridiculously high, to 0, I have to test again to be sure. But mate, either way, fingers crossed I don't have to have it done again.
Because
so it's looking like it
didn't look great,
it worked.
To be fair.
Yeah,
it didn't sound fun either.
No, it's not a pleasant experience.
No, but
no.
Will it be worth it?
If it's worked, 100%. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much what's been going on for us. Like I say, we're getting stuff ready. I mean, to be fair, Jacob, actually, to be fair, I was about to say my brother-in-law, but Jacob, the other half of Reptiles, he had his missus gave birth early December, so they've got like a 3-4 week old as well. So that's been fun. Hang on, and if there's a man that knows,
that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah, but yeah, that's basically what's been going on, mate. To be fair, I've been sort of grinding away, also spending time with family and doing all of that, and all sorts going on. But what about you? What's been going on?
Can you catch up with Gary? And because before we change the subject,
hello, Ridley, you did great. I went through my first and second and third. I still feel like it sometimes, but when you see their face smile and have shared laughs, it all melts away and sinks. Now, I could not agree more. I'll be honest, early doors, when we first had him, the first easily 4 to 6 months, I didn't actually want to be around him. Straight up, legit. I just wasn't interested, because I was like, he's just going to cry. And then if he's not crying, he's going to shit. And if he's not shitting, he's going to be puking. I wasn't getting anything back. So I was like, I'm not enjoying this. Like, being a parent is shit. Now, like, my Miss M picked him up from nursery earlier on. And as she came in to drop her bags off, opened the front door. And from the kitchen, I could hear, Daddy, Daddy. Like, he knew that he was coming home to me. Like, and I looked out the door and he's there in his little car seat, Daddy, Daddy. And it just fucking melts me. Like, that boy, me and him are like that now. So it's definitely been a journey. Like, you saw, we spoke a lot during that period. It was fucking awful, mate. I didn't know what I'd done. I was like, there's no way out of it either. There's nothing you can do. But I've come a very, very long way since, which is lucky. Yeah, which is I had to, I had to seek help. I'm not ashamed to admit I sought help. I got antidepressants, things like that, which helped. Obviously, that's the point of them. but we're in a good position for number 2 to turn up now.
It's good.
Mm.
I don't blame you for being scared, because obviously all you know is hardship or bad experience. You haven't got experience being good. You never know, mate. If you go into it with an open mind, it could be what you were hoping for the first time round.
See, that's the thing. It's almost like, because I sort of know what to expect this time. Because obviously before, it doesn't matter how many people tell you, you can't be prepared for it. There's no way. Like, people can tell you all they want, but until it happens, there's no way of knowing. So obviously it hit me like a freight train. I, came out of it looking like Bambi on ice. Whereas this time I'm going into it thinking, right, it rocked me. I didn't enjoy the first few months, but I may not enjoy it, but as long as it doesn't affect me as badly as it did last time. Like, I might struggle, but as long as it's not to the point where I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? It should be all right. That's a good point. Might be different too, as a different gender. But to be fair, in actual fact, I tell you what, so I'm scared of having a daughter. For those of you that don't know, baby number 2 is a little girl. From what I've heard, now bearing in mind I've grown up with 2 sisters, one older, one younger, and Em is one of 2 sisters. So I've heard stories of her and her sister being teenage girls and things like that. The thought of a teenage daughter onwards scares the shit out of me. Apparently the first sort of 10 years or so are really good with a daughter, but I guess it's just in the way you raise them. There's nothing you can do when they get to, well, there you go.
I'm going to wipe my camera because I feel like I'm blurry.
You look all right from here.
I have one child. I'm one and done. I'm not having any more children. But if I could have picked, obviously everyone goes, oh, healthy, but I would have rathered a little girl.
Really?
I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. My opinions on fatherhood has completely changed anyway, and I'm not getting into it.
Of course.
But I wanted a little girl. Yeah. I ended up with a boy. So,
see, I thought Alex was going to be, for some reason, in actual fact, the only person that's got it right both times is my old man. Me and them both thought that our first was going to be a girl, and then obviously we had the scan and they were like, oh yeah, you got a little boy. Now this was sort of still coming out of COVID time, so I had a mask on, but under that mask I was going, oh, I wanted a little boy. I'm not going to lie to you, I wanted a boy. Which is why I think I was a little less, I don't want to say bothered, but now that I've got my boy, whether it was a boy or girl this time, it's like, for me, I've got my boy. Like, I would love my little girl, don't get me wrong, but I think most dads want a son. Not everyone, obviously, but for me, I wanted a little boy.
I think most men want a son and heir. I was never fussed. If I could pick, I'd have had a girl.
Yeah.
But I also have an incredibly heavy boy family. Like, I have over 20 first cousins and only 2 of them are girls. So, yeah.
The writing was a little bit on the wall then.
And out of blood related, not marriage related, aunties and uncles, as it were, I only have 1 auntie and I've got 7 uncles. Yeah, so on both sides.
Yeah,
it's very, very, very boy heavy. So maybe that's why. And I've got, so my nan on my dad's side, she's got like 23 grandchildren, 2 of which being girls, and out of the grandchildren, 5 of us have kids. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 11 great grandkids, and 8 of those are boys. Yeah. So it's very, 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 very boy heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I wasn't sure, because obviously I'm one of 3, and obviously I'm the only boy, 2 girls, and then Em is one of 2 girls. So I was like, we haven't really got any patterns, to be fair. I wasn't really sure. But yeah, lo and behold, 1 of each. So Ken is on the same page, 2 and a snip, where you need to start with number 1 first. Boys are horrible the whole way. But quite possibly. Do you know what? I was a piece of shit when I was a toddler. And then I turned into a bit of a, I don't want to say goody two shoes or a nerd, because I wasn't that bad, but I did calm down in my sort of early to mid teens. I'm actually worse now than I was as a teenager, to be fair.
I think I am probably worse than I was as a teenager. I'm a lot
I was
more
quite,
confident.
I was quite well behaved. Yeah, I was quite well behaved and not that confident in secondary school. And then since then, I think once I started college, especially, and started doing electrics and working on site and things like that.
Yeah, working on site helped a lot.
I only have one, and she's an 8-year-old girl. She's epic and takes after me also with the language. Little boys are little shits. Girls are the best. I wanted a girl at first to teach me how to be gentle, but I got a boy to teach me patience. Girls not to 12, boys 12 plus. Marriage first, warden's orders. Well, you got the script. I used to be a complete dickhead.
You've virtually met, so you can paint that image. No one else can.
I can see it. I can see it. Well, I'm now a monk.
It's anyway, the good-looking ones.
Oh, hang on! Before we carry on, morning,
How
fellas. Mr.
Frizy,
the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Another day, another dragon.
Remember if I've another day, another dragon. I can't remember if I've mentioned this to you or not. I think I was meant to. Probably not.
I haven't spoken to you, so definitely not.
Probably no. Obviously, I've spoken to Frizy about doing a podcast with me, and then we got chatting, and he said, "Well, what about a round table, us three and Luke from Beach's Scaly Beasts, a UK Australia collab?"
They mentioned the same thing to me, but they didn't say about you.
Oh. Someone just freeze frame the heartbreak in my face. You can pinpoint the moment that my heart just broke there. Christ.
You know what? Like, all jokes aside, when Frizy and Luke were out herping for the Gilleneye, I got a couple of snippets. They were both teasing me with it. And I was like, I hate you both. Like, they're sending me like the odd video. But nothing like, oh, this is what it's gonna be. Just like a proper little tease. Man, come on.
Mate, we need episode 2. Episode 1 was sick.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Guys, how are you? Amy, hello Amy, how you doing? You good? Sorry I'm late. Happy New Year. No worries, mate. We're only 20 minutes. So we've I don't know what we've done so far, to be fair.
But yeah, they were both good guys. Got a lot of time for both of them, and I'm not just saying it. So
no, Michael, I didn't.
I've got the DMs. I can prove it.
Yeah, look, I'll show you now. It'll be the rounded edition of UK versus Aussie Top Gear. Oh, we got more Aussies in as well. The boys, Oz Herps. What's going on?
How are we doing?
We're caught up. So we've got 18 in chat at the minute.
18. I can't see it. I used to be able to see it. I can't see it anymore.
All right. Doing all right today. Nice one. So how are you doing, my friend? Are you good?
Yeah, I think so. Not a lot. The last few tales would have been Halloween, wouldn't it?
Yeah. When I was bald.
Yeah, you were bald. And I was the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
So I guess the biggest change is obviously Solly.
Mad.
Yeah, so I hatched UK's first ever captive. Well, apparently not the first now, but we're not getting into that. It is the first, but fucking someone was winding me up. People thinking they're dickheads. And again, like I didn't even care because I know it's not. I know I'm the first, and it's not like I know I'm the first. Like I knew this was a wind up, but they were trying to like stick it to me. I think.
Right. Okay.
And I was like, you know what? I don't even care because I just have so much like, I guess, admiration for the achievement I've done. I couldn't really give a fuck if I was the first or the 57th. You know, it didn't even care.
Well, it takes nothing away from the accomplishment you've made anyway. Like you say, regardless of first or 101st, you still had a Partho baby mangrove born in the UK. So
No, when it was
that's a class idea.
that would be good. Yeah, when it was incubating, I was like, oh, I can't wait to sort of say I'm going to be the first. Oh my god, yeah, first. And then it hatched, and I remember saying to Fia, I was like, I don't want to share it. Like, I don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting on the sofa, and I said to her, I was like, shall I post about it? And she's like, post if you want to post. I'm like, I don't know if I should. As in publicly, not like the Discord. I posted straight away to the Discord and that. But yeah, for the most part, I didn't. See you later, Jay.
See you later, Jay.
Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, so that's sort of taught me a lot in myself. That's taught me a lot in myself and kind of my reflections of keeping. And it's again throwing another spanner in the works on where I want to go with my reptile collection. If I want to be a breeder or if I want to just pursue these passion projects, and I haven't really got the answer. But yeah, outside of that, not much has happened, mate. I had a bit of a hiatus in December.
Yeah.
You know, I was still doing Instagram, but I was saying to Fee today, like, my Instagram's going crazy, and I assumed it was just going to stop. I had a couple of reels go viral at once, and I was getting like over 100 comments a day. And I just assumed it would go back to normal, to my 20 to 30 comments a day, which, you know, I can about manage. But I was getting like 100 to 150 comments a day.
Jesus Christ.
For a couple of weeks, and it died down for about a week, and it's picked back up again now. And I just can't. I really prided myself on replying to everybody. Then I got to the point where I replied to everyone except emojis, and I would just love heart the emojis. And now I just can't reply to everybody, and it's, you know, everyone's like, oh my god, yeah, wow, oh, you got so many followers, oh my god, it must be amazing. But you know, I don't do it for followers, I do it to help people, and I can't reply to everybody now, and so I have to. It takes me longer to sift through comments to find ones that need replying to. That it does, you know, just to reply to everybody when 6 months ago. So yeah, that's a bit of a challenge because again, I don't do this full time. I don't do this at all. I just do it for the sake of doing it. So that's a bit of a new one. And I've come to the realization that if I continue going the way that I'm going, then obviously I'm just not going to be able to reply to everything. Which kind of sucks, to be honest. And again, if it was my full-time gig, it might be a bit different, but it's not. You know, I'm a really busy person. And I try and sit down for about an hour a day and reply to every comment I can, but an hour isn't enough to reply to over 100 comments.
No.
Not with substance, as well as all the messages I get, because I still get quite a few messages. As well as all the regular people that I talk to on the regular, and not like the group chat of the mates. It's just I talk to 15, 20 people pretty much daily on Instagram. And it's just like, and because of my ADHD on the Instagram thing, if you drop below the first people that I see, I forget that you've messaged me. And then someone will message me like 4 days later, and I'm like, shit, I didn't get back to you. So that's pretty sad. And again, I sound very privileged crying, but I didn't do this for clout, and I'm getting clout. And I just, don't necessarily know if I want it. And I really miss being...
What's the answer, though? That's the thing.
I don't know. I miss being a nobody. I can't lie. I really do.
But then at the same time, like, obviously I know what you're saying, but just almost devil's advocate, look at where social media has got you, though, to be... Like, as in, you've got yourself here. But for example, the whole Luminize thing, if you hadn't have started your Instagram, the chances are that wouldn't have happened. Now, again, is that worth you feeling like you've lost yourself?
The biggest thing from social media is the friends. So, like...
Oh, yeah.
Like, Matt and Michael are, like, no offense to you, but Matt and Michael are like my best mates. And then you and Dan are, like, pretty much there, but Matt and Michael, they're longer, so I'm not...
No.
But
no
all
offense
of us
taken.
Are best mates. But like Frizy, Luke, I've been watching Luke for fucking... Speaking of Matt, here he comes.
Yeah, I know. His ears must have been burning.
been watching Luke on YouTube for fucking years and years and years, and now he's a mate of mine, and
Yeah.
not just someone like I can speak to. Like we're actually, as far as an Australian and an Englishman can be that I've never met, mates, which is fucking mad.
Yeah.
You know, and then like you say, the whole Luminize stuff, and I know for a fact I've helped so many people, and not just with reptiles, like with mental health and stuff as well, which is such an honor. So obviously, I'm incredibly grateful of the good. But at the same time, the grass is always greener, isn't it?
Yeah.
So no matter what, if I was a nobody, I'd be like, oh, I wish I had this. And
This
now
guy,
I've got it.
man.
What do you say?
Start
the channel.
This guy, honestly.
Have I overtaken your aviation page now?
What are you on? What are you on now?
I am on 43.7.
Yeah, I'm on 41.6 on my aviation page. I mean, to be fair, I think the highest I got on that page was 43.2. So I've lost a couple of thousand followers, but that's because I post once every sort of, at the minute, 3-4 months. I can't be asked with it at the minute, so I'm not too bothered.
Yeah, I mean, the Instagram for me is going, you know, incredible, and I don't regret it. I don't believe in regrets, because even if tomorrow, for example, the True Tales cancelled, right? Even if tomorrow I decide to just go off the grid and never post ever again, I don't regret all the time that I've spent in it, because it's made me the man I am now. You know,
yeah, of course.
Regardless of anything. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at, mate. As always, I'm just trying to find peace, and I find it for about a day, then
Then you fight with yourself again.
Yeah. So it's not much has changed. I mean, I'm in a good spot. I don't feel the need to constantly buy reptiles anymore, which is nice.
That's always a good one.
Even though I nearly brought a boa the other day, but
you did, yeah, I did see that.
I said no though. I reckon 6 months ago I wouldn't have said no to that. I reckon I would have got it. Yeah, so we'll see where it goes. You know, we're only January, so who knows what this year has in store. You know,
have you got any? Do you set yourself goals for the year, or do you just take?
Well, like New Year's resolutions, or just actual goals?
Do you know what? I almost don't like using the New Year's resolution thing, but I prefer just saying that I've set goals. Whether it's social media related, life related, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily set goals towards like the new year. I have goals as a general. Like my constant goal 24/7 is just to be a better version of myself. That's just it. And that's every day. That's not anything to do with thanks for tuning in, Mr. Frizy. Yeah, I don't set goals.
Yeah,
I just want to be a better person than I was yesterday. And I don't know what that looks like until the day ends, but I just, you know. But what about you? I see on your story that you're a bit more motivated with stuff.
Yeah. I've basically been looking, you know how most of the time people go, oh, I hope this year's a good year. I hope this is a good year to us. I'm sort of starting to get sick of hoping, and I'm like, well, the only person that can do it is me. Like I've sort of known that anyway, but you know, you're like, oh, I just need a bit of luck. I just
you know what that's called? That's called manifestation.
Yeah.
But you don't believe in that sort of stuff.
I don't.
But that is what it is, though.
Yeah, when it's like speaking it into existence, like that's one thing. I'm like that's one thing. But for me, it's like
you have to put the postcode in and drive. The sat nav doesn't take you there. You do. You just have a direction.
So I've basically, I'm. They're not major goals. I'm not here going, oh yeah, by the end of the year I want 50k YouTube subs, because that's not going to happen. I'd like to be monetized this year, which again is feasible. That's not a million miles away. I'm looking at, hopefully, I'm on about 1,800 subs at the minute. I'd like maybe, excuse me, maybe 3 or 4k if I can do some more shorts, and hopefully this series that I'm doing in January will help as well. Again, it's not for the subs, but it just helps the reach. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing the videos because I enjoy it. Like, I've loved this series. Like, it's done. It's, apart from need to finish filming and editing and things like that, the Viv is done, mate. And I know I spoke to you boys about it when I showed you the video of it done. I started the year with such a good feeling of putting that snake in a Viv after seeing him trying to get out of his 30-litre tub. I was sat there, when I put him in, I was sat on the floor for a half hour, 45 minutes, just watching him explore. It was incredible. You know, to start the year like that, I'm like, right, what's next? You know,
do you think that sets you up for failure in a way, though, if you don't get on with the rest as soon as you would like, or not really?
Not really, because I've almost resigned myself to knowing that I can't just get on with it.
Yeah.
That one I started when I did, and I know, even though it's like the wood itself was 40 quid, that's not that much, you know what I mean? But then on top of that, by the time you add everything else, like the overhead heat, the lighting, the LED, it does add up. It's worth it because it's unreal. It is superb. I'm so happy with it. I'd like to get at least one or two more done. I want to say this year. I'd like to have them all done by the end of the year. I mean, to be fair, I've only got 3 left to do. So if I can do all 3 of them in the next, 11 months, I nearly said 9 months there, in the next 11 months, and I think that's doable. Yeah. Well, but that's the thing. That's what could, and not to sound horrible, get in the way. You know, I'm not going to have time to go outside and put a custom built Viv together when I'm looking after my children. I am lucky in a sense that obviously there's days that Em's at work, little boy's at nursery, and I'm not on shift, so I'm at home all day. Like today, for example, you know, my back is hurting and I'm knackered because I've spent the day doing stuff. It wasn't reptile stuff, but it's stuff in preparation for, it's stuff for us, but it helps the next project as well. So I'm lucky in that sense, but it is going to get tough. From mid to late April onwards, it is going to be tough. But things like setting myself goals social media wise, I know that doing shorts at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 times a week, it's going to get me more subs. That's just the way it works. It's not a goal that will make my life, but it's just a little goal that I can chip away at. Do you know what I mean? And then when I hit those numbers, it's like, yeah, I've got 2K. Yeah, I've got 2. Do you know what I mean? It's a nice little milestones to hit. But obviously for me, as I've said to you, because we spoke about this a little while back as well, because you even said, what is it you want to do? And I think I finally, because I think I've sort of tiptoed around it quite a lot, because I almost don't want to, I don't even know why I never wanted to say it, to be fair. It's almost like, no, I wasn't embarrassed to say it because I don't care, but I was like, is that what I want? But I want to make this full time. I want to do YouTube and reptiles full time.
You think it's a bit of imposter syndrome?
Potentially, yeah, quite possibly. And then I'll tell you what then builds up my confidence is when I finish things like the Tokay build, and when I finish things like the Royal build, which, by the way, I've already got footage of him at night climbing around the custom caves and background that I've done.
I won't give away anything because obviously I know you like to keep your content secret, but you have the Royal Viv. I saw in your story the other day you weren't sure if it was better. The Royal Viv is, and I'm not just saying it, is 10 times better than the Tokay Viv.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to give too much away, but how you've designed it for the animal to use it, you've done a much better job on the Royal Viv than you did on the Tokay Viv. Because the Tokay Viv, there's a few things you can change, this, that, and the other. The Royal Viv, I couldn't nitpick it even if I wanted to. Like, you can get facetious and be like, oh, it could be bigger or all that.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
the
way you've designed it has the animal's exact intentions in mind. Whereas the Tokay Viv, there's a couple of things, we changed the lighting, we changed the UV, we added only small things, but changes nonetheless. Beautiful Viv, but changes. Whereas this one, maybe one horizontal all the way across branch, for example. But again, we're being facetious. Whereas the Tokay, there was instant implementation we could have done. Whereas this, honestly, again, I said it to you privately.
Yeah.
You're perfect, you know. So stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned. Episode 2, hopefully coming on Thursday, as long as I can finish the edit. Oh, I'm on earlies from tomorrow. I hate earlies so much. The thing is because the problem with earlies, I start at 5:45 in the morning. But then people start arriving at 7:30, 8 o'clock. Now it's a lot more difficult for me to sit and edit YouTube videos when there's obviously people around. So it's this sounds very first world problems, but do you know what I mean? Like when I'm on late,
get paid to edit my videos, guys.
Exactly. Yeah. It's everyone. Yeah. Drop an F in the comment now. So it's going to be. Hopefully, I can do it tomorrow and get it done. But it's a good one. The next one is building the actual Viv itself, so the box and painting it and all that. It's a good one. The one after that
I've just hit. No, go on. Carry on.
I was going to say the one after that is the custom background, which ended really, really well. And then the last one is like decorating, lighting, and putting the snake in. So it's
you have done, like I say, like this is your best build. The Tokyo build wasn't better, and I'm not saying the Tokyo build was bad at all.
Yeah,
but this Viv build is the best. So if you from the levels from the Tokyo build to this, if you can constantly do that, then you know you're by the end of the year you're going to be in a great place.
But you know what's funny, and I'm sure you can relate to this, is once you've done one better and you go, that's the best one I've done, you go
look at the rest and go, shit,
why are the rest of them not like that? Yeah. I mean, for example, obviously you came around with your solar meter and all of that, and there's work to be done. I know that, and I've ordered 2 new lighting units for that. You know what I mean? So I can get rid of the domes, and I'm going to get more sticks and logs and things like that to raise the basking spot and more UVB cover and things like that. But I look at them and I go, oh God, can I do that now? I can't. I'm too busy. But they're all right. They're adequate at the minute, but they could be better. But that's the thing. Like I look at that one that I've just done and I go, shit, what next?
This is the problem with animals. Like, so I just filmed the reptile room, and you know I'm not embarrassed about my room at all. I show it off in my reels. You know, people that have now been to my room, there's a lot of the social circle, just you that hasn't. But yeah, like Ben's been to my room. Obviously, Matt, Michael, Dan, Bailey, they've all come and got animals from me, so they've come to my room now.
Yeah,
and all of them are like, fucking hell, like wow. And that's not me blowing my own smoke up my own ass. Like that just is what it is. And I'm incredibly proud of where I am with my room. Same as everyone. There's, of course, improvements to be done. But anyway, I sat and filmed the reptile room and I was like, oh, this is shit, that's shit, this is shit. And I was wondering if I thought it was the enclosures. And I thought I did when I filmed it. But I also just filmed a Timor video, very much my kind of style. And I realized it's just because the reptile room was 35 minutes of Fee filming me and me going, this is a Viv and this is straight and this. And it's just, for me, obviously sounds elitist, but as a more advanced keeper, I just don't enjoy saying this is an egg and this is how you fucking suck it. Like, but doing my kind of like a bit of ADHD, like kind of short, sharp clip, like being bitten by Timors, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. One jumps out, like I get the other 2 in perfectly, and the last one I'm taking the court and the fucking thing jumps out, and that it's kind of nice. But I hit 2,500 subs on YouTube the other day. I didn't even give a fuck. Nice. Didn't even care. And I've got 2 videos filmed, edited, and now uploaded.
Nice.
I'm not even in a rush to post them. I just don't, you know, I don't really care for it. But my next video that will be out, it won't be this week, even though it's been in YouTube for 5 days now, uploaded. But it'll be next week. Will be my reptile room. And the only reason I haven't posted it, if I'm honest with you, mate, I just can't be fucked to sit and do a thumbnail. Just can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered. The video's done, edited, uploaded, ready to go. So next week the reptile room will be out, and it's 35 minutes, and I'm sure people will watch it and go, oh, that's really cool, but I'm really not proud of it. But I think it's going to be one of them ones that you go, I hate it, I'm just going to put it up and it'll be my best performing video.
It's a reptile room tour,
I've never done one either. And it's always been asked for. And then the next one, which is the Timor video, which I'm super happy with, will just do rubbish, which again I don't really care about, but I don't like the idea that a video I've made and not enjoyed will do well. Obviously, I don't know if it will, but let's say hypothetically.
Yeah.
And a video I enjoyed to make will do terrible. And that kind of dynamic for me just isn't very exciting. Yeah.
I've come to learn that I expect nothing and hope for the best. Like, because there's been times that I've gone, right, this video that I'm going to do here, this one's going to bang. If there's going to be one that's going to do well, it's going to be this one. And then it's shit. Like, it struggles to make 100 views. And then I'll do one and I'll go, this one was all right. I didn't mind it. I need to get something up. I'll get it up and it will bang. I don't think there's sometimes not any rhyme or reason. Like, there's some that you can maybe count on a bit more, like a care guide, like a top 5, like a reptile room tour.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even it can be a bit of a lottery, to be fair.
That's why I think making content that you enjoy. The problem is, let's be honest, neither one of us are big creators. We're very small fish in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
So to play the game, you got to play the lottery, and you got to do Bearded Dragon Care Guide, Royal Python Care Guide, Aki Monitor Care Guide, that kind of stuff. And slog through it to the point where you get enough of a core audience that you can just sort of make what you want. But then the problem is with that, your audience is built around that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I watched this the other day with Reptiliatus and Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles. Dion Reptiliatus, I watch him quite a lot. I really like his content. Adam, I'm sure he's a lovely bloke. I've spoken to some Canadians. I've never spoken to Adam myself, but I've spoken to some Canadians that say he's a lovely guy, but his content isn't geared towards me. It's top 5 kind of stuff. But he has done a couple of herping videos, like his Madagascar trip and stuff like that. And I watch those because I like that kind of content. And I had one of his videos on the other day in the background, and he was basically saying he has so much footage from Madagascar, but no one watches it. So for him, as a true content creator where money's involved, he doesn't want to make a video where no one's going to watch, which is fair enough. And obviously Dion was saying the same thing. He doesn't make invertebrate content because no one watches it, even though he loves it. But because it's his job, he doesn't do it because everyone's got used to him for the Tokays, the Prasinus, Adam's top 5, or whatever the fuck he makes. And I am petrified that if I start doing care guides, top 5s, room tours, I'm then no longer authentic because it's not what I want to do. And for me, I've always promised myself that I want to be authentic.
Yeah.
And then the audience I will continue. So the audience I've built currently know me for being the ADHD dickhead that I am, and I'm unapologetically myself. And regardless if that's 10 people or 1,000 people, those people follow me for me. And no matter what I do, those people are going to support, and I appreciate and love all of you. But if you start building an audience, even on YouTube Shorts, I've posted a couple lately, and it's got me over 2,500. I've gained over 100 subs in the last 4 or 5 days from YouTube Shorts. But all of that's just dead weight, mate. Like on the same as Instagram. Like one person
can be hollow victories for sure. I mean, like I say, it was similar with my aviation account. I had 2 reels go absolutely mental. 1 million views on one of them, 2 million on the other one. I went from 12k followers to 43,000 followers. But the problem is the majority of them were bots. The rest of them didn't stick around. My engagement dropped, so there was no point. So I've got all these followers, and the picture I post is getting 50 likes. Now, obviously, these are just numbers, but the only reason why that was annoying is because as a photographer, an amateur photographer who enjoys aviation photography, and I'm trying to do my best work and get it out there for people to see and enjoy, I'm going, yes, I can show this to 40,000+ people. You get 50 likes. You go, what's the point? What's the point? You're just like, there's no point. But that's why I've started getting into the mindset of it's just a lottery. Just do what I do what I enjoy. I probably will do things like, I did the Roughneck Care Guide. I enjoyed that. I'm going to be doing another one because my care for Ragnar has improved tenfold since that last one. Obviously, shout out to you for the help. I'm in a better position to do so, because before it was okay, but it wasn't.
You had
It was.
imposter syndrome definitely as well.
Oh yeah.
When you put it out. Like again, I don't need to go into it. You can if you want to, but like I know where your head was when you posted that video, and then that video's like I see it on the Facebook groups. You know, I skulk. Yeah, I see it all the time, mate. People going, "Oh, I know you. I know Ragnar." You know what I mean? So
It's mad. That's still every now and again when I get someone say, "Oh yeah, I follow you. I watch your videos. I love Ragnar."
but that's what I
I'm
said
like,
to you the other day, though, isn't it? People, regardless if you're telling people how to care for your lizard or not, people see by proxy. Like people
mhm,
can see how I care for Mango, but I have never done a true mangrove monitor care
yeah,
guide. But people
yeah,
can see I take fucking good care of my lizards, if
mhm,
I say so myself.
yeah,
Because people watch. So because people are watching you and they know Ragnar, regardless of what you're not saying your X humidity, you're not saying your X temperature, but people can see. And
yeah.
that's what I've always sort of said to you. And I think of late, last 2-3 months, you've kind of realized that.
Mm.
I don't know what changed for you, but I think maybe it was the random Tesco's delivery guy recognized your voice at my house.
Do you know what? That was sick. I know you were there because you were basically there going, "Bro, chill." He didn't say like. I was like, "What do you mean?" He recognised my voice. He watched it, bro. You live 3-4 hours away, and some guy is watching me, and he recognised me on your TV. That's sick. And you were like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I found it. I think because the thing is, because you've been recognised a few times, obviously at like
Shows
what's
and
it
stuff.
at shows
Yeah.
and things like that. Like
Yeah.
I bumped into people and spoke to people that recognise me, but only because I've spoken to them sort of before anyway on
Whereas
social
I
media.
had strangers message me going, "Oh, I've just driven past you," and I'm like, "Who the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
are you?"
yeah. So then when you said to me, "Oh, my Tesco delivery driver heard your voice and said he watches you," I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" I was like, "Well, what do you mean?" So you're like, he watches you. He's all the way up here, and he.
But then,
I
like I
was like,
say,
"That
that's
is,
happening all the time, but you just aren't aware of
yeah,
it, as in it's not
yeah,
brought to your attention.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure." I don't know. It's weird. I've always had a lot of self belief. With a lot, I've always been very ambitious and very sort of, if I put my mind to it, I'm sure I can. But then in actual fact, like speaking to you, and obviously we've spoken, and you've pretty much all but confirmed without being a doctor that I've got ADHD. It made a lot of
This
things.
is not medical advice, everybody.
It's not, no, but it made a lot of sense. Like I'm still not diagnosed, but the things that we've spoken about and the things that you've picked up on, it makes a lot of sense.
Mm.
Whereas I think I found something that not only do I enjoy it, but I'm okay at it. I'm not going to say I'm great at it, but I'm okay at it, and I'm getting better, and I'm happy to show progress as well. Like it's not all about being perfect straight away. Like I'm happy to, if I do another roughneck care guide, I'll probably start off by saying, "Oh, remember this one that I did? Disregard it. It was shit. Here we go." Do you know what
It
I
was
mean?
a
So
rough care guide. Now
it was
this
a
is
rough
a
care guide.
smooth care
Yeah.
guide.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's, and like the builds that I've done, I've proven to myself that I can do shit like that. Do you know what I mean? And these animals are doing quite well, and I
Mm.
enjoy it. I really enjoy the filming process, the editing process, the interacting with people and things like that. Like I truly enjoy it, and I'd love to make it a full-time thing. So part of me is getting even more confident and more self-belief. I'm still trying to stay grounded because it might not happen. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But there's no reason why it can't.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
On Fee saying that don't trust Paul, he didn't know he had it. So basically, I'll tell the Tesco story and that. Fee was, I can't remember exactly what happened. This was like last year, maybe the year before. Fee was like, something like sit your ADHD, a fucking hell, ADHD ass down, sit your ADHD ass down. And I was like, what? And she was like, Paul, you have ADHD. And I was like, what the fuck are you on about? She was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you walk around on tiptoes. You have ADHD. And I was
yeah.
like, you don't fucking know me. And then I started going down the ADHD wormhole and I was like, oh
Mm.
my God, I am fucked. And then, yeah, then I went to the doctors and then she was like, but without saying you're fucked, said I'm fucked.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, and she's like, we can give you drugs. And I was like,
Yeah.
we don't need no drugs. But anyway, the Tesco story. So we get a food shop delivered every week. Sometimes we choose Tesco's, sometimes we choose Asda, sometimes we choose Sainsbury's. Depends how fruity we're feeling. This week we chose Tesco's. Never Waitrose because times are hard. But anyway, so we get a delivery, and I can't remember, but it was one of your premieres. It might have been a podcast, one of your premieres. I can't remember what the video was, but anyway, I had it on my phone because obviously the live chat, and I put my phone on the side, and I was dealing with the Tesco's delivery man, and he was like, "Oh, I can't remember exactly, but he was like, what's that on, or what's that voice, or something like that." And I was like, "Oh, it's my mate's video. I'm watching it." He's like, "Oh, I recognize it." And I was like, "Oh, it's Red the Reptiles." He was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I watch him." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like he's my mate." And he was like, "Oh fucking hell, yeah." And then he kind of looked me up and down and went, "So that mean you're Paul's Monos?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh my fucking god!" And I was like, he's like, "So all the lizards are out the back." I was like, "He knows where I live now."
Yeah.
Fucking crazy stalker. He's probably about, I guess, our sort of age, like late 20s, early 30s sort of thing. But yeah, he was I can't remember exactly, but it went along the lines of that kind of oh, it's Red the Raptor. Oh, it's Paul's Monitors. Yeah, and I forgot to message you, to be fair. So I put it on my Instagram. I put it on my Instagram story going, "Oh, me and Red." But yeah, then I messaged you like 2 or 3 days later, and yeah, you would have thought someone just fucking proved Jesus Christ was real to you. Yeah,
but that's what I mean. Like, it's almost, that was like the first time I've had a stranger recognize who I am. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, those that I've bumped into at the IHS show were people that I've been speaking to before. You know, when we were at AHH, obviously we got chatting to Dan, but I'd spoken to him before. So the fact that this first, you know, and like you say, it was the fact that it was in. I know Surrey isn't a million miles away, but at the same time, it's 4.5 hours away, or maybe, you know, however long. And I'm like, even though there's people that watch me in America, like, part of me, I think it was because it was so close to home. I think that's what it was. It was because I've had people online, you know, on Facebook say, "Oh yeah, I watch your stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." But because it was almost an interaction as such. I didn't interact with him, but you did, and we're close enough. You know what I mean? Like, I lived it vicariously through you, which is why I found it so cool, I guess. But yeah, it was crazy. I was like, but it was funny, the difference between us, because you were just like, yeah. I was like, that's sick, isn't it? And you were like, well, I guess.
Well, I was like, yeah, but people do this, like people that message me or message you, and they go, "Oh, I love your stuff. Oh my god, I watch you all the time." That to me means exactly the same as a random person in real life saying it. Whereas for you, you kind of have the disconnect. You need it in person rather than on a screen. On a screen, I feel just as much kind of happiness.
I don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't think I've got a disconnect as such. Like I say, I think it's just because it almost feels a bit more real. Like it's not, even though it was technically still behind a screen because I was hearing it through you. It was something that happened in person. I think that might be the difference. Like if I go to a show and someone says, "Oh, you're Ridley Reptiles," that I don't know, I'm probably going to be there going, "Oh, I don't know what." It's just, I don't know. It's a weird one. Until it happens, I guess I'm not sure. But
are you coming? I think Michael messaged. I don't know if you replied. Are you coming to AHH this year?
I've not seen those messages yet. I'm not sure. It's very dependent on how close it is to
March
baby being born.
15th, 16th, 17th? March 15th, 16th. March 16th and 17th, I think.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
Because basically, we're trying to sort out hotel rooms. And it's a sooner rather than later thing.
Yeah. Well, sort it out without me for now, I think, because I think if my parents have moved down here by then the chances are a lot higher. Because if Em goes into labour a month early, then someone will be here to help.
Yeah.
I'm
I
not
was
sure.
going to say you might get recognised there.
Yeah,
Like now you've been doing it for a year longer, is what I was going to say.
yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, because there's the other one, Michael. If you remember what it's called, there's also a reptile and aquatics show. I think that's in April, to be fair. So unfortunately, it is even closer to the due date. I can't remember.
Where is that?
I can't remember. I think that might be up near Birmingham way again. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I'd love to go to that one because I enjoy obviously fish and reptiles. Yeah, that's the one.
I think we're trying. I could be completely wrong. But we're doing AHH definitely 1,000%, and then I think we're trying to do at least one IHS, which is the reptile show. But they've also got the Southern. They're bringing the Southern show back, which is only like a couple of hours from me. So if it's on a weekend, I haven't got my son, then I probably will just go for the sake of going because I won't have to stay away. I can just drive there.
Yeah.
So I probably will go to the Southern ones just to sort of go.
Yeah.
But going to I guess the middle one or the main one will all depend on Michael, to be honest, because if Michael doesn't go, then I won't go. But as you know, Michael's got his own delays.
Yes, indeed.
So
yeah, I'm not sure on AHH or that aquatics and reptiles one. I'd love to do them. Don't get me wrong, but it's very much obviously down to M and pregnancy and things like that. But one I am hoping to do, which is next month. I know there's an invert show in Taunton, which is only about an hour away from me next month. That'd be quite nice. I won't come home with anything because I've been banned from buying any more bugs.
yeah. No, I to be fair, I've got some geckos that I'm getting soon. I don't know exactly when, but I'm getting some geckos soon. I'm doing Bristol. Are you actually, BH? Message me. I'll see if I can make it. It'd be good to meet you because Bristol's not miles away from me.
Bristol's not miles away from me, to be fair.
There he goes, inviting himself again. He's just said he can't do anything. He's like, yeah. I finally meet someone that I go, oh my god, Riddler.
Well, fancy
I know that
being
beard anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, old Viv's. He's Bristol. He is. He's worse than you for inviting himself places. Yeah, for real. When is it, BH? Because I might actually Bristol's. It's an invert show, Dan. Because Bristol's not far from Dan either, to be fair. But I forgot what I was going to say now. I don't know, it's gone. Oh yeah, geckos. So obviously I went to last reptile show, and had no intentions to buy anything except 4 geckos, and I came back with 20 new animals. So, this time I'm going to try and not come back with anything, but I am getting some new geckos soon, which kind of fills out my room. I'll have 4 species of tail wagging animals that are all from the desert,
which is sick,
in a Viv stack, which is quite cool. And then I'm kind of done. I might be picking up. I mean, we can kind of change gears if you want. If you want to talk about the FOMO, because if peach throats come in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, obviously there will be an import at some point. I don't know if and when, but I would like to get a boyfriend for Toad. I was umming and ahhing whether I would or wouldn't, but again, that comes down to the breeder and the passion project. But I think I have decided I want to get at least 1 peach throat to raise up to see if it can be a boyfriend for Toad. And then I guess that kind of brings us into the FOMO that you have.
Yeah. Again, it's that whole thing of, because obviously part of me was like, yeah, I can't get any more roughnecks. But then, as you've said, yeah, you can. You've just got to move stuff on. And then I go, well, I don't want to move anything on.
Stuff on. Yeah.
And then I say, but I want roughnecks. And you say, well, get them. You just got to move stuff on. And I say, I don't want to move stuff on. And it's just that constant cycle. I think it's, do you know what? I think I made my peace before the baby Rudies came in, I'd made my peace. I'd waited. It didn't happen. I've moved on. I've changed my mind. Or not, I've changed my mind. I've said in the future, for now, I'm just going to stick with what I've got. I've got the blue tongue. We've done this. I'm building new vids for the snakes, blah, blah, blah. That'll do. And then the baby Rudies came in. And honestly, the amount of people, when they went into the shops and these shops started doing like the announcements and the lists and the showing pictures, the amount of people that messaged were like, have you seen this baby Rudies? I was there going, I have yet.
Yeah.
Yet. And I was there going, fuck. Why didn't I put my eggs in that basket?
It's a hard one though, because like we said about before they even came in, is Ragnar the animal or Rudicolis the species?
Yeah.
And you don't know until you do it. And if I'm honest, I personally think, for me personally, Mango is the animal.
Yeah.
Indicus isn't the species. And don't get me wrong, I adore Indicus, but they're fucking shit. Like they're just shit. You never see them. When you do see them, they bite you. And even then, if you do see them, they run off and then they hide. You know, whereas peach throats, Toad starting to walk out onto me now.
Yeah,
and she's always been more cocksure. She's better looking. Don't get me wrong, Solly, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if I ever did breed my mangroves, but I don't have an emotional connection with the 3 of my wild mangroves because I never fucking see them, like ever. And admittedly, it's my fault because I don't keep them like shit. But how can you bond with something you don't see? When I do see them, I'm like, oh wow, you're stunning. I love you. Oh my god! And then they're gone, and I'm like, oh. So yeah, it's a hard one to know until you do it, and then you do it, and especially if you have to move stuff on to do it, and then you realize that they're not for you. You can't get them animals back. You can buy another, let's just say, bearded dragon. You can buy another bearded dragon, but you're never getting your bearded dragons back.
Yeah.
And it's that kind of thing.
Yeah. I think part of me is thinking, if I do manage to get the conservatory as a reptile room, which is looking, it's not set in stone, but it's a possibility, then I'm hoping Project Rudicolis will be a go. Because everything I've got now will fit in that room and there will be room to spare. I've already done a few builds myself. I'm improving with my builds and things like that. So I know that I could build something better for both Ragnar and any future Rudicolis. So there is that. There's that glimmer of hope. But obviously part of me, I don't know if it's just me, but you ever get, because you're like, oh, well, once these Rudies have sold, we're never going to see baby Rudies in the UK ever again.
Well, that's why I brought 5 mangroves. Just in case. Because we may, there hasn't been a Solomon import for, it's either 7 or 10 years. And again, that's not never, but with Brexit and all that other stuff.
Yeah. It's, and I think that's where a lot of my mind went. It was, shit, I've missed it. That's it. I've done it now. I've lost it. It's not necessarily true because, like you've said to me before, give it 2-3 years and some of these Rudies may end up on pre-loved.
Yeah,
confirmed male. All right, it might be fat and not raised very well, but it'll be a male that's for sale.
Males want to have sex. Females are the ones that are hard. So it's true. But male lizards just want to fuck. Like the females are the ones that you need to learn.
Yeah.
So, same as me with Toad. We have it the right way round. So I have the female. You have the female.
Yeah.
Still not sure exactly what's going on with yours and the tiny egg, but let's get a cycle again and see.
That's what because obviously I spoke to you about that a little while ago. I've really started trying to sort of dial things in. So I've got the misting system. I've got the lights on a timer that I can change on an app on my phone, as opposed to having to go and change every single, the little, the electric timers. I can do it through my phone, so it makes it that bit easier. There's a lay box, there's water, there's climbing opportunities, hiding opportunities, overhead heat, which is halogen now, UVB, which I had sort of anyway. And I'm really starting to, and obviously I started doing my research on, and I spoke to you about it, like the seasons, the wet seasons and the less food, and then the less humidity, but up the food and things like that. And it'll be interesting. it will be very interesting to see, because at the minute she's sprayed once a day, and the lights are on 10 hours a day, and feeding is intermittent. And then, as we've said, we'll go into the wet
sprayed
season.
Mango in over a week.
Is it?
No, not at all.
Mm.
No, just she's in dry period right now.
Okay.
I literally haven't sprayed her in over a week.
Not blind. Okay.
But they lay year round. Mango laid eggs on 2 days before Solly hatched, so I should know this, like the 6th of December, something like that. She laid, I think he was born on the 8th. She laid eggs on like the 6th of December. She laid eggs last year on the 25th of December. And that's my winter. That's my short days. That's my less food. But the problem is with it, when they cycle, you then have to start giving them food. So if you can't read the cycles, you run into the risk that your lizard's going to fall to a detriment because you're underheating it, underfeeding it, whilst it's in a very volatile position because it needs follicle growth, or it just won't ovulate. And then it'll cycle. You miss the start of the cycle. It never ovulates. Ovulation is one of the easier things to see, but it's a 12-hour window. So if you don't see it, then if you're at work or whatever, so they go year round. But same as my Prasinus. I haven't sprayed Kermit in 4 days.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's like, oh my god, they need to be like so spray them twice a day. Come on now.
Yeah. I mean,
Again,
before I had the misting system, it was similar. I was similar to you. It would sometimes be a few days. Like, oh shit, I haven't sprayed it. But now it's on a timer, and she sprayed at the minute. She sprayed once a day for, I think it's 15 or 20 seconds. And then come springtime, I might do it. Was it twice a day? Yeah, I might end up spraying her twice a day and start upping the food a little bit. But it will be interesting to see, because, like I say, it's funny because you say it's the mystery of that one small egg. There's nothing else it could have been.
And you hadn't fed her. You hadn't fed her an egg.
No, the only other time I fed her an egg, it came out.
No, that's what I'm saying. They all come out like that.
Yeah. But what I mean is it came out like warped. It was messed up. This was a formed egg.
One is so strange, and it was tiny.
Unless maybe she ate any others, or maybe I never found them.
But then she would have passed. When Mango eats her own eggs, they come out.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. So, I'm not sure. I have no idea then. No idea. But all I know is, like I say, I found that one in there and I lost my shit. But
have you completely emptied her nest box?
I haven't completely emptied it. No. But it wasn't in the nest box. This was before I had a nest box.
She could have laid one. Oh, before you hadn't. Or did you? No, I think you had the nest box, but you thought she didn't lay in it. I think you did have the nest box.
Did I? Okay. Because she was sitting in weird positions, weren't she?
I think you did have it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if she just either one wasn't happy because we've spoken since about mulch rather than sand and soil.
Yeah.
So I wonder if she just wasn't happy and then she laid in the bark, which would have been closer to mulch, or she laid some in the dirt. Because Mango's most recent clutch, she laid 2 under the pond and she laid 3 to the side of the pond. And to be honest, I dropped the ball. I knew she was sort of cycling, but I didn't even because every time I see her cycling, I revamp her nest box, so I know the conditions are perfect, but I just didn't. And then, sure enough, she laid under the pond and she laid to the side because she clearly just wasn't happy with her nesting. And she's laid 9 clutches in the exact same nest box with the exact same soil because I've never changed the soil in there. Yeah. So I wonder if she just wasn't happy.
Imagine the scenes.
Imagine one day you just come in and there's a baby Rudy.
Oh mate, I'd lose my shit.
Yeah, I would. It's obviously impossible to know, but would you be like Ragnar had a baby, or I don't know, like M got you one as like a treat or something and just assumed it could go in with Ragnar? I don't know, I don't know what would go through my mind if I saw a baby mangrove in Mango's village. But
no, if I saw a baby, it would be a case of, oh my god, Ragnar's had a baby, because M's banned me from getting any more lizards, so she wouldn't get me one.
Would you have to get rid of it if you have a parthenogenetic animal?
No way.
You didn't buy
Absolutely
it.
Not.
Count.
Yeah. No, but the thing is with them, she really likes the baby animals as well. Like when we had our one and only clutch of broiler legs, mate, she loved it. She loved it. Like she found it quite hard letting the babies go. So I think if we were to have baby, like, because we nearly bred our beardies as well. If we'd have had baby beardies again, she was already there going, well, we'll have to keep one. We have to keep at least one. I'm like, yeah, sweet. No
You love these overpopulated animals, don't you?
Well, that's it. I mean, that's the good thing. Like I'm moving away from things like that because I've seen how saturated it is. Before I didn't have that insight into just how saturated these things are. So we saw, I'm in, sleepy Devon where there's no reptiles. I'll breed some royals. Oh, I'll breed some beardies. I know one or two people that might want one. Don't work like that.
I think as well, for example, with the tokays, because they have parental instinct. The chat's talking about tokays as well, but
Is it?
In a by Ray Rudy and tell her oh, there you go. Ragnar
Yeah, but the problem with that is I'd have to keep that up because she'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna do a YouTube video of it?" I'd be like, "Yeah," and I'd have to put out this farce of a video.
See, this is your problem. If you were like me and didn't care about the content, like Fee would be like, "Oh my god, like Mango had a parthogenic baby. Are you gonna film it?" You're like, "Nah, you know me. I don't really like filming stuff."
Whereas if I went to if I did that and went, "Oh, what are you gonna name the video?" and I went, "I don't think I will," she'd go, "What have you done?" She'd go, "What have you done?"
It'd be like the rubber duckies all over again. You'd do the video and you'd be like, Ragnar had a baby.
Yeah.
Whereas Mango did actually have a baby, so I have 2 more due next month.
No, mate. Are you allowed to say how they're looking?
Yeah, great.
Wait.
Yeah, they should. I mean, they look better than Solly's egg, like 10 times better. Yeah, like Solly's egg, I was unsure. This egg, there is no shadow of doubt in my mind. These two are fertile.
Okay.
I can see like clear as day veins. There's a little lizard in both of them.
Man.
But then it comes to that selling thing. What I was going to say about the tokays. You don't have to sell them because they're communal until the males grow up and start fighting with dad.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I don't have a clue where these 2 baby mangroves are going. Thankfully, they're quite slow growing, so I don't have to rush to sell them, but I will have to sell them.
Yeah.
I was speaking to someone, and they made a very valid point that mango is a very small mangrove. So who knows how big the pathways are going to get? Because everyone just goes, 3 to 4 foot for a male indicus, but there's no male influence on these. So they might end up as small animals. I worry every time Matt and Paul go. Yeah, it's scary. Matt's a bad influence on me. Me and Matt went to a reptile shop on Saturday. Yeah, Fee was probably like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, they're going to come up. Yeah.
And as soon as we got back, Matt was like, right, we're gonna get Paul a snake. He's just looking like deadpan, like.
But to be fair, that was nearly true anyway.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I know that when I said to Em that you were coming down, I said, "Yeah, we're gonna go and he's gonna drop off some gear line, then we're gonna go look at some reptile shops." Literally, the next thing she said was, "Don't you dare come home with anything." I went, "I'm just looking." She went, "If you come home with something," I was like, "I won't. Unless I see a male tokay." No, I'm hoping that should be sorted soon. To be fair, I'm getting a male off of Freddie hopefully at some point.
What straight men need a friend to be gay with? Otherwise, they get weird. Me the other day, Tree, seeing as you're a sexy man, I've never seen it. You might not be my type, but anyway. Fee the other day genuinely asked me, and I think she was being sincere, if I was like potentially bisexual. She was like, "Do you find men attractive?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like attractive? I was like, "No, I don't want to fuck them, but I can appreciate a sexy man."
Yeah.
You know? I'm fully comfortable with my sexuality. I can say you're fit, you know. I can do that. I can look at a random guy on the street and be like, "Yeah, he's well fit." Well,
it's like I said, like when Fee said, because the reason why Fee messaged me about the podcast is because I think I mentioned, what is it? I think I put up a hint on who it might be, and Fee straight away went, "Oh, is it Baum?" And I said, "Yeah." I think she even said, "You know, you're the first person to see him." And I said, "Yeah, he's a good-looking man." I said, "He's handsome. He's a very handsome man." But
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing. Like, doesn't make me gay, does it? It doesn't mean I'm going to cheat on my wife with Baum.
I think that's what Fee was worried about, though, is because she's probably worried about the competition from both sexes, then, like men and women. Because if I was bi, can confirm I'm not, but can appreciate a sexy man.
Is what it is, isn't it? It's 2024.
Yeah, I mean, I was appreciating sexy men in like 2020. No, 2010, 2009. I'm trying to think of how old I would have been when I was hormonal. 2008, 2007. I don't know. I'm old now. Anyway, yeah. I forgot what brought that up though. Don't know. Talking about Tokyo's never on about sexy men. Can I just add that's not how the conversation came up? How did the conversation? Oh, I remember. So, Fee, correct me if I'm wrong. There's a film out called Saltburn.
Yeah,
it's like all over TikTok at the minute, and Fee led me to believe it was about a gay couple. It's on, I think it's on Amazon. It's not about a gay couple. It's about a weird, freaky man who I assume is gay, maybe bi. And I think because I was obsessed of watching it because Fee was telling me it's about gay people. Oh, okay. What was it about then? Message me. I'm just outing myself as a homosexual right now.
I'll tell you what we need to do. Fee, you've got the link to the pod. Just join and tell us.
Yeah. To be fair, bless her, she was up really, and I'm talking before 5 o'clock this morning, so she's probably dead.
Well, like I say, I had us up about 3 or 4 times in the night, throwing up, little bastard.
I'm trying to think what the conversation. How many conversations do we have about me being gay?
Well, we've had about 3 in this chat alone.
Maybe I am gay.
Yeah.
I said I was going.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I told him off air.
Yeah.
Fee's got the link to this podcast. She can just appear at any point.
I get compliments on my stomach all the time from guys. That's what happens when you're naked all the time.
I used to be naked quite a lot, Gary, and then
I'm never naked.
I doubled in mass, and now I don't. I mean, I generally was naked in my story earlier.
I can believe that.
I just got
what it is. Yeah. And then you can talk about your gecko. Oh, right. I think we've missed something. Oh, right. Yeah. If she was to join. Yeah. No, I hate being naked. I don't know what it is. Like, even when I was in peak physical condition, the most I'd do is walk around topless. But I hate walking around naked. Hate it. Can't stand
I hate it now that I'm fat. When I was a sexy bit of man, when I was 6-packed up and you could see the muscles on my rib cage, I was naked 24/7. I generally was. Like, I wasn't one of those guys that just walks around the street randomly with his top off for the sake of it. I've never been one of those people. But yeah, I mean, I sleep naked. I don't like sleeping clothed. Even though I'm a bear now, this is nice. So maybe now I'm changing, becoming more in touch with my feminine side and want to be snuggly and warm. And I have fluffy Crocs, and now I have this big bear jacket. So things are changing. But yeah,
I'm at my most comfortable when I'm sleeping in boxer shorts. I'll sleep in those. I won't go full jammies because I get far too hot at night. Even like last night, Em was under the covers, heated blanket on, in her PJs, like that, and I was just there in my boxers, just sat on top of the covers, just like chilling. She's like, "Are you not cold?" Nah. But I did have a little bit of alcohol last night as well. Maybe that's what it was.
Fee brought herself. So we have 2 duvets now for our bed, purely because Fee brought herself a separate fluffy one. Yeah. So a separate duvet for the bed, so she can wrap herself up in like 19 layers, and then the duvet, and then that way I can't disturb her because she's in her own cocoon.
Yeah.
And then I'm literally naked with like a sheet, and I'm like, "Fuck, it's hot in here, man."
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Eh." So
I remember once it wasn't last year, but when did we have that heat wave? Was it about 2 years ago? I think 2-3 years ago. And obviously we're fucking sweating.
Fee's threatening to send the link out to people, so we could get random people joining at any point. Send it, Fee. Do it, YOLO.
And we went to bed. Obviously, I wasn't even under a sheet or whatever, and it was it's really hot. and she rolled over to try and give me a cuddle, and I just went, "Stop where you are! Don't fucking touch me." She's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Don't touch me." She's like, "I want a cuddle." I said, "I don't care." I said,
Don't
"I'm
give a fuck
so
what you
hot."
want.
Yeah, I said, "If you touch me now, I'm just gonna fucking melt." I said, she was like, "Well, I want to touch you," and I just went, "Well, just do that." I just saw that, and I was like, "That'll do." I said, "Apart from that, it's too hot."
We're not doing no more. Yeah, I don't necessarily run hot.
How's that weird?
Yeah, I find it weird sleeping in boxers. I can't lie. But then I sleep naked, so any form of clothing for me is weird. Over 71% of people sleeping. How many people sleep naked? I want to be in the 1%.
This
I would
cat needs
feed,
to
but
fuck
currently
off.
they on the floor. Weirdos. I think Michael's a pajama kind of man.
Okay, so he's okay. So
I don't know if he's full jimmies.
but then to be fair, he lives in the Arctic Circle. Well, Scotland, but same thing.
Matt's a boxer man. Yeah, so the problem I have, so I've shared a room with Matt and I've shared a room with Michael. I can't sleep naked because even though I am potentially a bisexual man, they're both in loving, committed relationships.
Yeah.
So I've had to sleep in shorts / boxers when we've shared rooms, not beds, but rooms.
Yeah. How does this go from lizards to how everyone sleeps at night? Welcome to the pod, Amy.
ADHD. Don't worry, everyone. True tales will never ever happen ever again, as you know it. So don't worry. And we will eventually get to that at some point. But
yeah, we will.
Unless you're sharing a room. Yeah, so I was sharing a room, so I had to keep clothes on because I don't like seeing me naked now that I'm big, let alone people that I've met on the internet.
Damn, everyone is watching on your stream, by the way. Even Ken has betrayed me.
I'm low-key famous, mate.
It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't ask for this life. It just sort of fell upon me. Yeah, you know what? This is really egotistical, but sometimes I sit with myself. Is it egotistical? I don't know. Either way, sometimes I sit with myself and I'm like, why am I successful? Like, why am I doing well when people that I know of or people that I know aren't doing nowhere near as well as me? What do I do? And it's not just the fact I have nice scissors, because nice scissors is all right. Well, it is what it is. But I don't know what I do. And I haven't got the answer because obviously I don't know why people support me. But I do that regularly. I sit with myself and it's not like, what? But like, I guess it's for me, it's imposter syndrome as well. I just don't know why people like my shit.
See, it's funny you say that because I'm the opposite side where I look at others and go, well, how come mine isn't doing as well as theirs? Not you. Yours is this. I don't compare myself to you because your stuff is, there's a reason why.
Lost course.
But for me, there's times that I look and I'll see a page that's got fucking thousands of followers and all these, all of this and brand deals and shit. And I look and I go, well, why is mine not doing that? You know what I mean? But again, then I do then whip myself back into shape and I go, don't focus on other people, focus on yourself. I must admit, like, this is basically me admitting to an intrusive thought. I'll look at things and I'll go, well, why the fuck is that not happening to me? But then I'll go, get over it, work on it, do things yourself, and things will come. So,
see, I've never, ever, we'll get you there one day, Riddler. Oh, Michael's a cunt. I
don't know why.
Ken's sitting there writing it down, like, right, invite himself to their page.
Oh God.
Oh, that was funny. I like that. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now. Yeah, no, I've never ever thought ever. I've never. Oh god. Oh, that's amazing. That whole image there was beautiful. I loved it.
It worked well. That happened well.
Oh, I just like the idea of Ken going, yeah, invite to page. Circling it. Anyway. Fucking hell. Yeah, I've never ever thought to myself, like, why is my shit not doing good? Like ever.
Yeah.
Even when it didn't do good.
Mm.
I had a video the other day, a reel the other day. I posted it, and again, I normally get around 1,000 views from posting a reel like a couple of hours. I get like 1,000 views pretty easily. Like no sweat. I woke up in the morning and I had like 900 views on the video of like the 2024 video of Kermit coming up on me like that. And let's just see what it's on now, because I generally haven't checked. I haven't checked recently, but like I checked like a day later. This is the point to my story. So I checked like the day later and it had like 995 views. I was like, what the fuck? Like what was wrong with that? I thought that was a good video. Like, and I was like, what? It's currently on 40,000 views. So it just goes to show that sometimes, you know, and 40,000 views for me is pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, oh, I thought that was all right. And I just didn't think anything of it. And then I get a notification like your reels hit over 30,000 views or whatever. And I looked and I was like, fucking hell, that didn't even have 1,000 views like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just a case of consistency, mate.
Like I say, I'm more focused on myself. Like, again, it's literally just me admitting to an intrusive thought. They don't stick around for very long. But I will admit that every now and again I go, well, fucking hell, why has that not happened to me? Do you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I'll go, get over it, fucking do your thing, you know.
Mate, I'm gone, but just imagine right now, Viv joining because Fee sent him the link. He's just like, I'm here for it, boys.
Hello.
He's like, don't mind me.
There we go. Right, that was the end of True Tales as we know it forever. Take it easy.
Yeah, I've never ever. I find that interesting though. Do you think that's like, I don't know another word for it, but I'm going to say the word that pops into my head. Do you feel like that's a level of like entitlement or not really?
No, I don't think it's entitlement. I think it's that it's more of a both an impatience and a slight envy, because I know what I want. I know mostly how I need to get there, but because I'm not there yet and I'm an impatient piece of shit, I go, it's almost like I go, when is it my turn? You know what I mean? I'm like, when is it my turn? But I think that's what it is. So it's not an entitlement. It's more a case of I'm there, like, you know.
Yeah,
it's an impatient envy, basically. Is the best way I'd say it. So buy one and do a review. We'll post it on our site. I bought it.
Yeah, I get a lot of people message me from the States,
Yeah.
and they ask if they want to send me, if they can send me Vivs.
Mm.
I've had quite a few, and I just go, oh yeah, this sounds great, blah blah blah. I go through it, and they find out I'm in the UK, and they go, oh no. So now, literally, someone sends this really long, articulated message of like a brand pitch, this, that, and the other on Instagram, and I just reply going, I'm in the UK.
Yeah.
And then they go, oh yeah, that's fine, and I'm like, oh, okay, let's talk.
Yeah. I think the only one I've had so far, which again, I'm not being ungrateful for it was still quite nice, was the Night Farm feeds.
Yeah.
Did get that one, and again, that was all right. But I mean, it's probably not going to happen anytime soon now that I've got 210 followers on Instagram. By the way, if you're not following my new Instagram account, it's Riddler Reptiles.
I'd be interested in how many people are watching. Probably not.
15.
Oh, nice. Hey, Jonas.
Jonas, hello. Ken, there is news to come. Don't worry.
There is news to come. We're just dragging it out because we're dickheads. I forgot what I was saying there. It's gone. Oh well.
How many people are in chat?
Oh yeah. I'll be very surprised if everyone here, if anyone here, sorry, doesn't follow you.
He gets the Reptile report to give him credit.
I didn't even didn't even invite myself. They just took
That
it.
was funny, mate. That was funny.
Everyone wants to collab with me, man. I'm massive. What can I say? Yeah, to be fair, I tagged you straight away, but I sent the screenshot without me tagging you just because it looked funny. But yeah, I did a collab with Blue River Diets and Night Farm Feeds. Well, I got collab with the Bug Factory. Shout out the Bug Factory. Oh, geez. They were supporting me when I was a nobody. Shout out the Bug Factory.
Shout out the Bug Factory. Feel
We love
free
the
to
Bug Factory.
send me some free shit as well.
The Bug Factory. Come on now.
Oh,
I'm going to clip that. Where are we at? 1 minute 35. I'm going to clip it and I'm going to tag them in it because they know that I love them. 1 minute 35.
Leave these two
1 minute, 1 hour.
They need each other. I see
what happened?
I'm back over here now. Riddler's chat is dead.
Gary, I think only one of us needs the other. How do you know it was that way around, huh?
Yeah, well. And then
there you go, assuming again, Riddler.
Yeah, I know. Gary, what? Can I maybe
Me and Michael have been friends for too long now. It's sad.
Aren't you supposed to put a paid promotion thing if you're sponsored? I'm not sponsored. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, to be fair,
I'm not sponsored.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hang
on.
I guess
I
guess I am technically sponsored, but I'm also not sponsored.
Yeah.
Hashtag ad. Check out the Bug Factory.
Use discount code pools-monitors-5
for 5% off your first order.
5% off your first order.
Just recreate emails, guys. Boom, boom. Cycle it.
I've got some free roaming shit for you, Riddler. Lovely. I'm buzzing for that. Looking forward to that. No, Riddler covers for Paul when he does his reading freezes. That was quite funny, to be fair. I did enjoy that part yesterday when you were like, are we back? Are we good?
Yeah,
I was trying to type as quick as possible, but the thing is because you were still quite high up in the chat, we were at the bottom going, no, when you were sat there doing that. And then eventually you caught up, and yeah, that was quite funny.
No, I didn't make a hashtag.
You still get watch time even with one. No, everyone that's viewing on Paul's is giving him the viewing hours, and I'm getting fuck all. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you all. Did you just make a hashtag handing?
I'm nearly 30-year-old. What do you want to do about it?
I am 30 years old. Hashtag sign. So yeah, so for everyone watching on Paul's and not mine,
thanks. See, only one of us needs the other.
You know, one of us is monetized, the other one isn't. We won't say who. Do you know what I mean? Nah.
Didn't Blue River need to recall? Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't even know what Blue River is. What is Blue River?
I'm not sure.
How embarrassing. What are you on about? I walk around with
all 11 of us. Well, there was 14 watching a second ago.
It might just be 11 on mine.
Pretty neglected chat, to be fair. Baum is on mine. Thank you, Baum. Appreciate you. Is this because I called you handsome? I'm watching on both. All right, appreciate that. Oh, I mean, to be fair, if people are watching on both but only commenting on one, I'll take that.
Commenting on one probably makes sense. I have the TV on Riddlers and the chat on Paul's.
You're a legend. You are a legend. I'll just jump to Riddlers. Oh, there you go. BH is over on me. Appreciate you, BH. Right, shall we?
Yeah, let's do the announcement and then we'll carry on talking shit for a little bit and then fuck off.
Sounds perfect. All right. Okay. So, as we've already said, True Tales
it's cancelled. Never happening ever again, as you know it. With this face. Why? Because I can't be fucked. This is all me thing. This is me, not Riddler, and that's not the cringy breakup. It generally is me. I messaged him. I don't want to fucking do it anymore. And he went, but Paul, why? Viewing hours. And I went, no one watches on your one anyway, Riddler. He went, oh, yeah. Basically,
actually, what is quite funny is now that we've said we're about to make the announcement, we've gone to 18 viewers as well. So that's quite good.
Yeah, so the last one we did on Halloween, we got into a bit of beliefs in this, that, and the other, and I didn't really like it because I'm a very proud spiritual individual, and a few people in chat were like, in my opinion, making me feel a bit against the corner for my beliefs, and I didn't really like it, and I felt uncomfortable, and I shouldn't have to fucking do that. And I'm also a very, very busy person, and I got to the point where I thought, well, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, I just don't enjoy it. So I decided that I'm going to completely cancel True Tales. And I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And Riddler was like, yeah, cool, if that's what you want to do. So I said to Riddler, you can do whatever you want with it. Obviously, you can keep it and potentially invite a co-host. But I'm out. And then last night, it all changed. Off to you.
So the first thing I will say is, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, when you did say that you didn't want to do it anymore,
You cried.
I'm going to be honest, I wasn't that surprised. And I'll tell you 2 words as to why I sort of saw it coming. Reptile recap.
Gary's just said it. Mate, I've got ADHD.
So I'm not gonna lie.
Where's Will at now, huh? I can see a fucking fake fan when I know one.
Yeah, fuck Will Exotic. What a prick. So it's, to be fair, the fact that we've got 7 episodes out of it, including a Halloween special, I think we did quite well, to be perfectly honest. So when it did happen, I was like, yeah, fair.
You're like, I milked it while I could.
yeah. It was good. Like, I've really enjoyed like the ideas that we've had and things like that. I'm sorry, but that sticker, that little fucking eye thing that we created, will be legendary forever. Right now, you have the Captive Raptors podcast. I have Riddler's Rambles. So essentially, what we've said is I'm not being funny, but people like watching me and you together. They enjoy this, but we're not going to carry on with True Tales together. Okay. So what we're going to do every now and again, as we've said, every now and again, whether
date on it, it's just as and when.
Yeah, it'll be a checking in on mine or Paul's. It'll just be a checking in, almost like this one, to be fair, because it's been like 2 months since the last one we did. So we'll do like a checking in. It will be on one of our channels, and that'll be good. However, True Tales is dying as you know it, but it's not going anywhere.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Now, he's not. The good news is, you've got good news and bad news. The good news is that True Tales is carrying on. The bad news is that unfortunately you're going to have to now watch it with an American accent involved as well.
Yeah, basically, long story short, none of you are going to watch because I'm not on it anymore.
You see, he's not even here to see this. The fucking.
I did wonder if that's why you were wearing it.
To be fair, it was just conveniently the last one that I'd worn.
True Tales. Yeah.
True. It was genuinely just coincidence. I was about to get, I picked up the last shirt that I was wearing that was clean, and it was this one. I thought, how convenient. So yeah, myself and Ravishing Reptiles, Alex from Ravishing Reptiles. So he was on the live Q&A with me a few weeks back where we did the roast battle. It turns out that we've got very similar sense of humor. We've got some good chemistry as well. It was actually Paul's idea, to be perfectly fair, because I wasn't sure whether, because he said, you know, you want to carry it on, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I could do. And he said, well, what about Alex? And I thought, it's a fucking good shout.
I think this was my idea as well. You were thinking about it, but I messaged you one day. I was like, let's do a podcast. And you were like, oh my God, I've been totally thinking the same.
Yeah.
Legit, you were like,
pretty much how it went.
I don't expect this to last very long, but let's do it.
Shall I ask him? No, that's desperate. Don't ask him. I'm going to ask him. No, I'm not going to ask him.
Then I asked him.
And then you asked me. And then this was born. I think I was on night shift. And instead of working, I was there going, oh, we could do this. And then we'll do 2 truths and a lie, which I think we did that once. And we could do riddle me this, which we never did.
And now it's cancelled because I don't want to do it anymore.
So.
Just like I wanted to start it, I also don't want to do it. So yeah, you're lucky you got me here, because to be honest, I wasn't going to do one. And Riddler put me on the spot yesterday publicly. And as much as I like publicly going against the grain, I thought, fucking hell, I'll do it for the culture, for the people.
In all fairness, you did say you wanted to do one more.
I did, and then a lot of time went by, and I just got anxious about it, and I just decided not to do it anymore. If we did it in because we were planning on doing a December one, because we were doing
we were going to do a Christmas special, weren't we, to end it, or like another year one, yeah.
If you two were ordinary, the podcast would be crap. Best believe. Yeah, so we're not. Don't get me wrong, we're breaking up on this, but we're not breaking up.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna do. We'll probably try and aim for once every month to 6 weeks.
Just a checking in, just to see how things are getting on.
But again, to be completely 100% honest, it's got to be 1 on Riddler's schedule, and 2 when I can be fucked, and that's the main reason, because I can't be fucked. Hence having 2 YouTube videos that I haven't even posted.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just couldn't be bothered, and the more time that went by, I was just like, I don't want to do it. The feeling I got after the last one, like I remember you going, "Oh mate, that was fucking sick. It was so great, fucking slaps, all fucking great," and I was like, I fucking hated it, and you were like,
yeah.
Really? I was like, it was shit.
It's like going backstage, and I'm there going, "Yeah, good show, everyone, good show."
And
you
I'm crying. I was like, I don't want to do it anymore, Riddler. Yeah, I'll be honest, seeing as we're being honest. I decided with Fee that I didn't want to do it pretty much straight after it happened, and I was like, I don't know, I tell him. And then we just didn't do one for ages. I was like, this is perfect. And then, do you know what was mad? I can't even remember. You were doing a live stream. I can't even remember. Oh yeah, and we were joking about when I came to yours and we're no longer friends because you're too ADHD for me. And you were like, "Oh yeah, Paul's going to cancel True Tales," and I'd already made my mind up that I was cancelling True Tales.
But to be fair,
and I was like, "Oh
no!" At that point, I do genuinely think I was there thinking that you were going to cancel it anyway. So it was almost like a tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
But but it's fine. Look, because that's the thing. That's what I mean. Like at the end of the day, is if you're not feeling it, there's no point in carrying it on.
This is you know what I mean. But I just feel pressure.
That's it. It could be the pressure of, right, are we gonna schedule in an episode, episode 8, episode 9, what are we gonna do on it? Whereas if we just jump on and talk shit and have a laugh, then jobs are good.
Yeah, I do feel quite pressured.
Riddler just likes talking shit that sometimes. Well, yeah, pretty much.
Thing is, like I'll be 100% honest now, considering we're wrapping up the Unfiltered Reptile podcast. Like, I know we joke, but I've got a lot of time for you, and you're a good, really, really good friend of mine. But I am only continuing this purely because people like it. There's no other reason. It's nothing to do with you. Nothing. It's 100% me for people like watching and shit.
Yeah.
I have commitment issues, as Fee's saying. Even though I put a ring on it, though, didn't I?
Yeah.
But like, we've been talking. I told you straight after the episode that I didn't like it, so it's not like there's any fucking for people watching or whatever. Just for 100% transparency, I just get in my head, and once I'm in my head about something, that's it. Like,
no,
it's just,
you know done. What? In actual fact, that might be why it's almost like not that I didn't argue. Do you know what I mean? But it's almost why I was very. I accepted it straight away because I agree. I can be the same. If I get something in my head, that's it. Game over.
Yeah.
If I say I'm going to do something, I have to do. I nearly moved to fucking Australia because it got in my head one day. I've given things up because I've gone, I'm not really a big fan of this. Fuck this. I'm not doing it anymore. So I get it. So when you said it, I was like, yeah. Sweet. Quit while you're ahead. 7 episodes are really cool, but I think this is better than anyone forcing themselves to do it. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And like I say, if we do one of these every 4 to 6 weeks, not on True Tales and just on one
as and when.
Channels, yeah, sweet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What's everyone saying? That's what counts. Yeah, I saw your post recently, Ken. I hope you're doing better, mate. We all have those up and down days. Paul goes through co-hosts. He goes through snakes. Who's next?
I've potentially got a co-host for my podcast.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you saying. To be fair,
I don't think I told you who it was though.
You did tell me who it was, but you said it was there was potential there.
And I don't think it'll be every episode. It's not 100% permanent position, and the position is probably not permanent anyway.
Whoever this person is going, I wonder how many episodes I'm going to get out of him.
But yeah, I've asked said person to be co-host.
Do I know said person?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think I possibly know who it is, but I won't say.
Yeah. But again, we haven't worked out the logistics. myself and
Well,
her.
that's what's going to be fun with myself and Alex. Luckily for me, even though I'm on shift work, I think he sorts his own shifts out.
Yeah.
So I think he can, if I give him a week's notice, he can schedule himself in to work 2 hours that day. So that's all right. So we can be able to sort that. But there's quite a few hours difference between us, but it should be all right.
Yeah, if you especially you can get it scheduled in.
Yeah, come on, Riddler. I'm not going to say anything, but just in case. But someone plays.
I mean, I don't. You know me, I don't care.
Yeah. Let's see.
Look at him inviting himself again. Viv's like, I want some of that Paul's Monitors clout.
You can, I think, on a work visa.
I think what is it?
2 years.
Yeah.
We were actually looking at moving over there permanently.
As a Sparky man.
As a Sparky, yeah, that would have been good.
I didn't invite, just wished upon a star.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, I just felt. I got what you're saying.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, I'll be honest, like, because of like, this is gonna be a little bit deep, but deep in the place I'm comfortable going, because of my childhood trauma and stuff. I am a people pleaser, so I find it quite hard to let people down. So I end up beating myself up. So like, I didn't want to let you down.
Yeah.
And same with Will. I didn't want to let Will down. And to be fair, the me and Will thing just fizzled out. Again, no bad blood at all.
No.
We were both just so fucking busy in the time delay. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
A great idea. You know, a lot of love for the man, but it just didn't work. And then with you and I, we get on really well. We're similar sense of humor and it can bounce off each other really well. So it's like, oh yeah, match made in heaven, perfect. And people do love seeing it. Fuck knows why, because it's a load of shit. But same as my solo podcast, though, they're a load of shit. But people are
I think it takes people out of reality, though. That's the thing.
Oh, 100%, mate. Yeah.
I think that's what it is. It's an hour, 2 hours, whatever, just to fucking sit back and forget the shit that happens outside of these four walls.
Yeah, so I didn't want to let people down. And that was like weighing on me for like a while. And it really was. And yesterday I did the solo and Fee said to me, because obviously Fee knew that I was, well, obviously you knew yesterday that I wanted to end True Tales, but Fee has known since the Halloween special. And she said to me, she was like, why don't you message Riddler and speak to him, because you like that jokey community shit show of a podcast, and you and Riddler bounce off each other really well. But she was like, maybe don't be yourself too much, because the problem is, like we say, this is a voice note between you and I, and sometimes we forget we're live. And it was purely for me that sense of people judging me for my beliefs, and I felt belittled. Regardless if I was or wasn't, that's how I felt, and I'm entitled to feel how I feel.
Yeah, of course. No one can tell you how to feel. Yeah.
And I felt really, really small, and like insecure, and it was fucking horrible for like the people that are supposed to be like, I guess our friends, because this is a friend. We're not trying to reach a bigger audience with this. This is the community thing. Yeah. And again, it wasn't a lot of people, but the problem is you get a million love comments and one hate, and that's the one that sticks. And I wear my heart on my sleeve very openly. Yeah. And I just fucking hated it, mate. And that sat with me for like 10 days, like that really sticky, horrible feeling. And I'm incredibly proud of who I am and my beliefs, and I'm really comfortable, like, since my suicide attempt and my finding my spirituality and the journey and shit that I've been on. Yeah. So to be made to feel stupid for it was fucking too much for me. And as soon as that happened, I was like, nah, get fucked. Fuck a lot of you. Fuck everyone.
See, there's a thing, because I even said it like afterwards, because obviously we did speak about it very, very shortly after. In actual fact, probably the hour after. Now, obviously, like we've said, it's not up to anyone to decide how you felt. But I still, to this day, I didn't see anything that I thought was, oh, fuck, that's a bit. But again, it's not up to me to decide how you take comments and things like that. That's fine. So, it is what it is, isn't it? You know what I mean?
It was probably more the people were just trying to make me prove what I believe is real.
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah.
to prove fuck all to anybody.
Yeah, of course.
And the thing is with my mindset of it, and I'm going to say this and then we're going to change the subject, so I'm going to get into it again and I'm not interested in it. But like, you could be agnostic, Christian, Muslim, fucking Jewish, spiritual. I wholeheartedly am over the moon for you. If you're a non-believer, you're like, well, no, you're full of shit. Fucking spiritual God. Oh, you fucking idiots. And that is the kind of energy you get. And I'm just not. And that was the beginning of the end. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do it anymore. Who knows if I would have got bored of it anyway? Probably. It's me. But yeah, so just again, full transparency, because I do think it's important to be ourselves. And that is the reason why I decided against it. And I think, thankfully, enough time passed where I could kind of clear my head. And because I think if we would have done the Christmas special, I would have just gone, I'm not. Obviously, we probably would have done a podcast on each other's podcast anyway, because we're mates. But I would have just gone, nah. Whereas I have had time to reflect, and I know people really do enjoy this. And like you say, it helps people escape from reality, and that's important to me. So I don't want it to disappear. And again, that's why I said to you, like, do what you want with True Tales, because I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be like a gone thing, because the people like it. And I think, like I say, that's why I said Alex, because I think people would like the dynamic that you and Alex have. But as you know, I don't take part in that chat at all. It's not for me. So again, nothing against Alex, lovely guy. I've got all the time in the world for him, but I don't want to be a trio. Because I won't feel comfortable. So I'm more than happy just to step back, because it's not my cup of tea. And then you can take this where you want it, and then we can just do our catch up, check in, voice notes, and meet up with the community. Man. So
definitely. What did Fee say? It's a Reptile podcast, and sometimes we just need to steer the conversation away from too much personal and bring it back round to reptiles. See, I think that's the thing. Like, because me and you are so open, and we will just say whatever, we're unfiltered, for fuck's sake. I think that's where, because sometimes it's almost like we've gone too far. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes we've gone, maybe that should have stayed as a voice note. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's because we're so open. It just kept on going, and then we showed too much. And
I think that is a problem. Like, if we could just touch base every now and then, kind of like we've done for the first hour and 40 minutes. The last 20 minutes has probably just been clearing stuff up. This kind of conversation I don't want to have on the internet. I don't care that I'm having it.
That wasn't that episode, Michael, but that creature is a legend. Thank you. But go on.
Was it not?
No, it wasn't the. It wasn't
no,
that
it
one.
was the one.
That one was. I think it was the one before that.
It was the one before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's just so, again, for full transparency for people. That's the only reason I'm going into it. But yeah, so have you got an idea when you're going to do your first Reloaded?
I'm not sure, but I'm just going to show Fee what's current, or anyone else that's watching. This little prick is at the door, and he won't shut up, and he's there screaming, trying to get in, and he's a prick. Anyway, he seems keen. He does seem quite keen. I'm not sure. What am I on next week? I'm on nights next week, I think. Am I?
I don't know.
What am I on tomorrow? Oh, I'm on earlies tomorrow. I need to go to bed, to be fair. Hang on. No. Ragnar's in bed. Ragnar is fast asleep. He's quite keen to get on, I think, because obviously the thing is I can do it on my rest days, or when I'm on earlies is the best time. Because obviously late, I'm at work at this time, and nights I don't really want to be finishing. Why should it's a weird one, because I don't know about the time difference, because obviously when we did that one that time when I had to go to work, we finished at, what was it, about 9 o'clock, and most people couldn't make it because we were finishing early for us.
I think weekends are probably the better time. That's why I do my podcast on a Sunday, purely because for most people, they're not working outside of the Australians, which I think it's Monday morning. The Americans and the Europeans can tune in.
This man is a hater.
Best
Such a
believe.
hater. I might ask
Yeah.
for his address off of you, and I'll just send him one of these stickers. But,
I've got some. I can just send him one.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I'll give him a Riddler Reptile sticker as well. I know he'd love one of them, wouldn't he?
Probably burn it.
Yeah, he probably would.
He'd probably buy a rack just
Yeah.
to stick the sticker on the rack. And then
just put it
burn
on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Riddler's racks.
Riddler's racks. You should have sold it. The plasterboard rack.
The plasterboard rack.
But yeah, so I don't know how many people are still in because I can't see.
17.
Wowzers, people. So if there's any final comments, because we're going to start. Wait. Okay. We're going to start wrapping up. Are you pretty much done? I'm wrapping up for us, but you pretty much done?
Yeah, I'm pretty much. I mean, like I say, I need to get to bed because I'm up at 4:45.
Are you getting baby merch? Baby merch?
To be fair, my little boy has got a Riddler Reptiles onesie. So yeah. Although the website that I'm using now, does it do baby stuff? I can't remember. I'm not sure if it does. But yeah, I will be getting more baby merch as well for sure.
Yeah, I need to get some for my nephew. Elijah's got some as well.
Skeptical in a positive spirit, but even I would have a hard time, though in my personal opinion, discussed to such a degree. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we almost got too deep with it. But anyway, did he have to pay for it? What, my son? Yeah, of course he did. I'm not going to give him stuff for free anyway. Am I lagging or did the stream just lag? I don't know, mate, to be honest. But we're going to wrap up now anyway. Have you got anything else you wanted to add?
Not really, to be honest. Like I say, it's not going away purely because I'm a people pleaser. And I'm sure I'll do an episode on Riddler's podcast at some point because he wants me for views. Every single episode, he'll be like, "Right, we'll do it on my podcast this week, mate."
Like, okay. You'd be like, "But didn't we do it last time?" Yeah, but
no.
It was a Sunday, so you know, it was cheating.
I'll go back and check. No, it's all right, mate. I'm sure. I'm positive. I've got it written down. Yeah, I think we will take it to each other's channels purely because then the chat can be all together.
Yeah.
So I think we will alternate, but again, we might. You know, it might be in a couple of weeks. It might be 2 months. I don't want to put pressure on it.
Well, that's it. We're going to take the pressure out of it, and it'll be as and when. What it will probably be is we might get in depth in some voice notes, and we'll go. Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's save it.
There was something we wanted to talk about on this, but it was not the Rudies. There was something else, but I forgot now.
I think it was one of the last things we said, wasn't it? Let me have a very quick. Let me have a very quick look. Whilst with you.
Instead of saving accounts, the baby is getting a debit account when he turns 18. You either
doing True Tales.
Oh
no, it was literally what we were saying about doing True Tales with Alex and then checking in with me and you. Yeah, I think you make it something. Can you speak on it tonight?
You want a podcast anytime soon?
What? As in, am I on someone else's podcast? No.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
I was on Daffy's Reptiles recently. If you haven't caught that episode yet,
I haven't actually. I need to have a little look at that because old matey from Beneath the Canopy is on there as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
By the way, he did receive our merch eventually. Yeah, he did.
I haven't heard from him, to be fair.
Well, to be fair, I think he said he had a bit of a rough time because I messaged. I said I'm just making sure because obviously I'm sending it to Canada and it wasn't tracked. I said, did you get the package? And he said, yeah. And I think he'd had some family stuff going on. So he said I was going to do a post. He said, but I haven't been able to. I said no rush. I said I just wanted to make sure it got to you. Yeah. But yeah, we've got merch in Canada now, mate.
Mate, I still remember the time that a guy that I talked to in Florida sent me he works at a reptile shop, and he sent me a picture of someone who just walked into the reptile shop wearing my merch in Florida ages ago. What's Michael saying now?
That would mean you'd have to contribute to conversation, Riddler. Do you know what? Do you know what's really funny, right? Obviously, the first time I met Michael was at AHH.
Yeah. How many times have
And
you
he's
met him in
seen
person?
twice, I think, AHH and IHS.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Hmm.
But at AHH, for some reason, I got an indication. He almost seemed like quite quiet, quite chilled, quite, almost reserved. And I don't know if that's because it was the first time he was meeting me, or maybe he was tired. But I tell you what, that's not a person I would be expecting to just be sat here fucking gunning for me. You know what I mean? I mean, it is funny though. I'll give him that.
I would say that description probably fits Matt more than Michael, as in like appearing quiet and reserved, and then actually is probably more sarcastic than me when you get to know him. But yeah.
Oh, there we go. We've been invited to a new video. Cheers, Ken.
I don't know if I'll be able to make it, if I'm honest. I'm pretty fucking busy this week, but I'll try. That's why True Tales literally happened within the space of 12 hours.
Why were you told that? Let's wait for this reply and then we'll call it a day. Come on, Matt. Let's type a little bit quicker. But yeah, no, it's been really good, man. Like, I've enjoyed True Tales, and I'm glad it's not going anywhere fully.
Nah.
And obviously, like I say, I'm glad that me and you will continue doing like checking in and things like that, and we'll keep it, on the same chat. That'd be good. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, Jonas. Because I'm yeah, I got it. To be fair, obviously I don't. You're not into football, are you? Basically, the San Marino football team,
a terrible team.
Yeah, they basically lose 10, 11, 12, 13-0 every time. So they such. It's just
maybe
piece of shit, isn't he?
Maybe, just maybe. I'm not the bisexual man, and like when you're like 10 and you really fancy someone, so you pick on them.
Yeah.
Maybe
is it the
weird
beard?
Paradox? I don't think so. Come on now, it's the hair.
It's got the Michael and podcast.
Mate, could you even imagine the scenes?
I dread to imagine.
You should do a roast.
To be fair, I've invited him on to. To be fair, this was a while ago. This isn't me saying that he's turned me down, but I invited him. He probably will now, to Riddler's Rambles to talk about fish and aquatics and things like that. To be fair, and I'm pretty sure he said yes at the time, but then he's
a bit like me coming to your house and now us no longer being friends.
Yeah, because you've seen me for who I truly am.
Yeah, I didn't like you before, but then when you were sat in the McDonald's queue, that was it. I was like, this fucking cunt, mate. Do you know what made it worse? Is the fact that you gave it the big one about the bloke you used to work with. Then you had the fucking audacity to sit there and do the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, but my point was that he did that at like 6:30, 7 in the morning. Whereas I was doing it in the afternoon. There's a difference.
Well, maybe I'm a morning person, not an afternoon person, and I just wanted you to shut the fuck up. And instead, you're going, yeah, boy, chicken nuggets, yeah, boy. And then you didn't say this, but for the story, don't tell them chicken nuggets.
I probably did say that.
That bit never happened.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me though. I'm on Ben soon. Check out Reptile Chat podcast.
Mate. Check out the Captive Raptors podcast for the best UK reptile podcast.
Are you doing a quiz on there, Michael?
Oh, mate, I'm never doing a fucking quiz again.
I still haven't seen it, but I've heard it was farcical.
It's a joke. But yeah, everyone, thank you. I don't know when you're ever going to see us ever again. You're going to see me on Sunday, and Riddler Rambles is probably going to come out at some point. But do you think you're going to go live? Or you're going to do some lives?
What, on here or Instagram?
No, as in your podcast.
It's occurred to me doing like a little solo section. I don't know. Quite possibly.
The solo's all right, mate.
I might do, to be fair.
If you get enough people talking, you can, like last night was fucking 2 hours of just pure carnage.
Yeah.
I really didn't have any topics, and like 35 people fucking, Jesus Christ, showed up. I was like, Jesus, mad. And then when I did my freezing and started talking about something else, then it went down to like 11. But yeah, man, people are there for it because it's more just the you. I need to go doing more Instagram lives. To be honest, I miss doing the Instagram lives. Might try and find time for one next week.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's Riddler's channel. You're not on my channel, Mike. I can literally see that you're watching it on Paul's. Ridley, you better do lives or I quit. I'll do it just for you, Gary. But yeah, I mean, thank you very much to each and every one of you for joining us on this, the last True Tales with myself and Paul. You will see us again on on our separate channels, I guess. But yeah, tune in at some point in the next, I guess, few weeks for True Tales with myself and Ravishing Reptiles.
To talk about I was going to make a joke that I probably shouldn't make, so I'm not going to. I stopped myself.
Oh, to be fair, yes, Gary remembers the guinea pig. Take care. Cheers for tuning in, Rick. Appreciate you, mate. But yeah, thank you all of you. Obviously, please like and comment before leaving. On my one, not Paul's. He's got enough views and likes and comments. I haven't got enough, so.
But you can check out my Patreon, Don't Bother About Riddlers, because his is dead.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so. I think. By the way, I think we've had someone leave. I don't know if they've left yours as well, but I know we had one. Anyway,
I mean, I don't even look.
Oh,
I probably should, because obviously I do the names at the end.
Yeah.
Or the start of the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't even look.
Yeah, but I think because I've got so few, I see one disappear and I go, "Oh fuck!" All right.
But... Yeah, no, I don't even look.
Michael, I'll send you the link to my Patreon later, mate, and then you can join my Discord. Appreciate you, nice one. But yes,
message me on Instagram when you're in Bristol, and I'll see if I can make it.
Sweet. All right then, ladies and gents, it's been an absolute pleasure. For the last time with myself and Paul on True Tales. Peace out.
Fuck off.